Hey guys, this is Byron back again. Just wanted to make a video to kind of follow up on the 30K deal video that I did showing you how I got my first deal. I wanted to show you guys how I went from getting one deal to doing 2 or 3 deals a month and making 10K a month. I know a lot of you are struggling just to get started, but it's not a great distance between getting started and doing 10K every month. You just gotta start taking action every day. You got to stay on the grind. It's just little stuff that end up snowballing into, deals just coming back to back to back. So, what I want to do is give you kind of a little bit of a blueprint of what I did, what worked for me, because I know it'll work for you. I mean, most of y'all are probably working every day, just like me. I got a 9 to 5 job. I go to work every single day. I got kids, got a wife that I have to take care of when I get home. So I know how crazy it is. But still, you set up the right system, the right processes, you'll be able to knock out at least 2 or 3 deals a month and make around 10K a month, maybe a little bit more. So, and my personal goal is to get to 30K a month. I want to do, maybe 5 or 6 deals, 30K a month. That'd be awesome. So, but I want to show you how I got to the 10K a month mark over the span of the last 7 months. So, the first thing I did, guys, to get started was using the text platform Batch Leads. So I got Batch Leads. I signed up for like the lowest subscription I could sign up for and start texting people through Batch Leads. The list I pulled, I just pulled the absentee list in my little area. And some of y'all hit me up and it's like, you're in some big cities. So I always advise people go right outside of the cities. Sean Terry advised that too, like go right outside of the cities. Some of these big time wholesalers you see like Max Maxwell and these guys, some of them are not in the big cities. They're in smaller places. And they find other places that's not big that they can still do deals in. So don't, not saying that you can't do deals in big cities, you can, but I just seen starting out that I'm getting more traction in places that have a population of anywhere between 75,000 and maybe 150 or close to 200,000. I don't want to go over 200,000, but that's where I get the most traction. So, kind of outside of the cities, but within driving distance of a bigger city, right? So I started texting people, and that was my target area. My target area was outside of the city, probably a 30, 45 minute drive outside of the city, in a place that had about around that 100,000 people in the county. So I started targeting those just at straight up absentee owners. And I started getting a little replies, started going on appointments and stuff like that. So that's how I ended up getting a deal. So I got a deal. After I got that deal, I still was texting people, like me personally was texting people, but then I added on VA to cold call, just one, right? And I decided, hey, look, this is how much money I'm gonna spend on cold calling VAs. What I end up doing is bringing them on and letting them work 30 hours a week, and I paid them $3 an hour. So I was spending $90 a week on cold callers. And what I found in doing that is I give them, like, I watched Max Maxwell video about VAs, and I give them a month to get a deal. It's like you have to get a deal in the first month. If you don't, then you're done. So I give them that 30-day to get a deal, and I just kind of see how they're bringing in leads. So, bam, 30 days, the VA I got brought me a deal. Second 30 days, she brought me another deal. So, and the way I did it is I set up, I got a tool called Call Tools. So I set up Call Tools, and I had batch leads going. So I was texting people and I was calling people. So I was doing both of them and I was getting leads. And the other thing that I did that kind of changed the game for me is got something called Podio. So And I was real confused by Podio at first, man. And it kind of can be like one of those things that confusing, at least to like, I'm pretty simple minded. So I'm just telling the truth. So Podio was kind of strange to me, but I just sat there and watched videos, try to figure out how to hook Podio up to batch leads and call tools. And I figured out how to do that. So I figured out how to do that to where it was hooked up to where if I got somebody that was interested on call tools and doing a deal, then all my VA would have to do is push that to Podio. And in Podio, that's where my leads would accumulate. So I would be at work, and then if I got my Podio app on my phone, boom, it pops up, you got a lead. I click that lead, and I show my VA. My VA goes in and fills out everything in Podio once I set up my Podio. And hopefully I'll make a video to show you how to set up Podio, how to set up my call tools and all that stuff. I just want to give you a summary, kind of the blueprint of what I'm doing now to get these deals. So just got a system of VAs calling people, absentee owners, in those smaller markets outside of the cities, and filling out a list of things about them in Podio. And Podio is free, right? At least I use the free version. I probably need to upgrade, but I use the free version. So they fill it out and they assign it to me. They assign the lead to me. When it's assigned to me, boom, pop up my phone. I click it. I look. If I got time, I get them a call and say, hey, look, my assistant gave you a call. You say you might be interested in selling this property on da street. So that's how I follow up with them. And I just talk to them like regular. It's like, hey, I work with a group of investors. We're looking to purchase property in the area. We'd be interested in coming out and checking out your property, see, if we can purchase it. And, I kind of just go from there and kind of let them talk. I let them talk. But I expect my VAs, they work 30 hours, and they usually at least get like 400 calls, 400 dials in a day, right? And I expect them to bring me in about 3 leads a day. So they bringing in 3 leads a day. I'm calling them back. I'm hitting them up. And then Podio, you can set up follow-up dates. So we set follow-up dates, and we just keep following up on these people until they either sell the property or they tell us, hey, look, I just ain't selling the property. And if they do that, I'll probably put them on follow-up 6 months down the line or something like that to call them back. Or something like that, because eventually some of these people, if they thinking about it, they're gonna end up selling that property within a few months. Like there's people I followed up with, and that I started talking to in August, that they didn't sell their property to December. Some I talked to in September that didn't end up selling until February. So it's just it's all about the follow up. I think it's maybe only one deal that I did that was on like the first call. Like I didn't follow up with them. So they always say the money in the follow up, and that's the truth. Some of y'all out there, you reached out to people, and you're like, man, I ain't got nothing. Well, go back and reach back out to the people that you've already talked to, and like, hey, look, I know we talked. Are you still interested in selling, right? Or are you interested in selling? Have you sold that property? I had a guy that was trying to sell his property and ended up not working. He got mad at me or whatever, went on. And then 2 months later, out of the blue, I was like, dude, let me hit that guy up. Hit him up. Hey, man, have you sold those properties? You still interested in selling? He was like, yeah, I'm interested in selling. So I called up a buyer that I had met and said, hey, look, how much you think you want these for? Told me a price, which was like $30K below what he would want it to sell them for. I shot him the price. He said, yep, I'll take that. Bam, there's a deal, right? And I think I ended up making like $8K off that. So it was just a call. Just called him up out of the blue. A couple months later, after he, mad and didn't want to sell. So, yep, it's all about the follow up. So, like I said, right now, I'm texting absentee owners that's about 30, 45 minutes outside of the city. I'm calling them with my VA. And my VA, the one VA I got right now, she's making about, $400 a day. Trying to bring me in about 3 leads a day. At least that's like the expectation. Um, and they're going straight into Podio, and I'm following up on them, and I'm going on appointments if I need to. I lock them up on the phone if I need to. Um, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing, and I'm spending money to get these deals. So like I did switch from batch leads to lead Sherpa to do some of my text and stuff. So I have been doing lead Sherpa, and lead Sherpa was costing me $500 a month. I know that sounds like a lie. When I first started, I would not do that. Like I would not do that when I first started. So I'm just telling you kind of where I am now. But 500 a month on lead Sherpa, that's what I have been doing, and then my VA costing me $90 $90 a week. So that's what, 360 a month, and then call tools cost like $100 a month. So that's what, five, six, $960. Then the leads that I have to get skip trace. Oh yeah, and I have Propscreen. Propscreen is big, guys. So the how I use Propscreen, I pull my list from Propscreen and then I skip trace. So $100 of Propscreen, so that bring me up to 1,600. No, that meant $1,060, right? $1,060, and then I probably spend like $500 at least on skip tracing. So that probably bring me to like close around $1,500 or 1560. So that's how much I spend, and each month I'm seeing that I'm netting beyond my spending. I'm netting probably around that $10,000-$11,000 mark. So that's why I'm willing to spend the money. If you're making money, then you a little bit, and I'm really like conservative. My mama, my wife get on me about, hey, you got to spend money. You got to spend money. Like I won't buy anything, right? So I know some of y'all out there are like, dang, spending $1,500 a month. Once you start making money, you got to spend the money to make a little bit. And I don't plan on being one of those guys who's spending like $20,000 a month. That's crazy, I don't plan on being one of those guys. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's all about the margins for me. It's like how much is I making on top of that. So I'm never gonna be guys just chasing numbers, just throwing money in there to chase numbers. So that's the key for me is texting people, calling people with my VAs. I also get my VAs to do other stuff like pull probate leads that are online. I get my VAs to do follow up calls in Podio, and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of what I've been doing, man. And I've been going since August, and right now I've made about I think 74,000 or something like that. So I look like I may be able to reach my goal of hitting that 6-figure mark by this August coming up. So it's kind of what I've been doing, how I've been able to turn that one deal of 30K into every month at least 10K. Right now I got a deal that I probably make 20K off of. I got the buyer in the contract, seller on the contract, and all that stuff. Oh yeah, I forgot. I was gonna tell y'all about Propscreen. And Propscreen, it's one of the best places to find buyers, cash buyers, great cash buyers. So, and Propscreen, what you need to do is go search your area, your target area, whatever. And even if you're not even if you're not doing deals, whatever, if you have Propscreen or you can sign up for the free version or whatever, go on there and just do this, right? Go on there. Find what area you're going to target. Look up the population of the area. See how close it is to the city or whatever. Find whatever area you're going to target. Go on Propscreen, search it up, and once you search it, go to the filters and go to property ownership, right? And then on the property ownership, put the minimum number of properties at 30. Once you put the minimum number of properties at 30, click OK, whatever, and make sure it's single family properties. You got to go to property characteristics, single family property, put a minimum ownership on the ownership, put a minimum 30 properties on, and then click the properties that show up. Once you click the properties show up, go to MLS status. Well, first you can look at who bought the property. Who bought the property? It'll usually be some kind of business or something, but they have like abbreviations and all this stuff. Sometimes you'll see people, and that's big too. Some people own hundreds of property in their own name, you know. So a lot of times those are older people. But either way, go to the MLS status, and in the MLS status you want to scroll down until you see the agent that worked on the deal, or the agency that worked on the deal. Call up that agent or the agency and say, if it's the agent's personal number, call them and say, hey, look, do you work with, you know, investors that look to buy properties cash? And they'll tell you if they work with the investors that look to buy properties cash. And if you call the agency, it has like a general number on there. Call them and be like, hey, look, I'm trying to figure out who's inside of your company or brokerage or whatever that work with the big buyers, like the hedge funds and iBuyers and the big investors. Who within your company sell properties to the big hedge funds, and then they get you. You know, they'll tell you, oh, you know, they'll know that, you know, and if they don't know, ask them, hey, is there anybody that's higher up in your organization that I can talk to about finding a person that work with investors, because you know, I have discounted properties that I need to sell, and I would like to sell those to hedge funds, to you guys. So, and then you just keep talking to people until you get to that right person on, you know, that's connected to those hedge funds and those big buyers and just the big local buyers. Those agents will be able to get your property, you know, help get you offers on your property, right? So Propscreen is a good tool to use to find cash buyers, and get good offers on your property, and that's really been helping me lately and increasing the amount of money I'm making on these deals. So Propscreen is a very valuable tool. But anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. I know this video was a little long, but I wanted to make it and kind of tell y'all what I've been up to lately and kind of where I am after my first deal, making 10K a month, and you could be doing it too. Still working my 9 to 5. I know a lot of y'all out there working that 9 to 5, trying to find a way out, trying to grind and create more for your family. But I'm telling you, you take action every day, contact people every day, talk to people every day that's interested in real estate and interested in selling property, then you can get there too. If you need help, hit me up. My IG is right here. And peace out. See y'all on the next video.